Hey, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, guess what? You can go ahead and subscribe right now. You don't have to wait. Why should you wait? Go ahead and subscribe now, like, comment, and share this with a friend because it's about to go down.
Ooh, girl, have you heard? Oh my gosh. Let's talk about it. Now let's get chatty. Let's talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And gentlemen,
I feel like I'm not even in the camera. You are.
In there, we can see you, gal.
Come in.
You can see you, gal.
I'm not even in the camera.
We can see you, gal.
oh my God.
Move it.
No.
Oh, have y'all been noticing that it's been like a movement of people resigning from their jobs?
Why?
No, I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Huh? I've just been seeing a lot of videos of people like talking about leaving their six-figure job. They just
I think at some point you get tired. Like you get tired of maybe going in, dealing with people, going in, having to deal with people with their attitudes and stuff coming down the pipeline, and you can just be like, you know what? Like Medea said, I can do bad all by myself.
I did see something about it's kind of like a wave of people just resigning from their jobs. Resignation. Something of resignation.
I seen somebody had posted in one of these groups that I'm in on Facebook, and they had a list of this job opening. It had a ton of stuff for requirements and job duties, and the pay was $14 to $16 an hour. And the comment was like, look at this. And I think companies are wanting to require so much and pay so little that you can be like, I'll just freelance. Like I'm not going to work for you for no $14, $16 an hour, period. And then at the same time, go ahead. At the same time, that maybe all that company can afford. Like they can't afford to pay. They would love to pay you more, but this is all that they can do. But that may be totally different from what you're referring to. So what were you, what did you find there?
Okay, so a lot of people are not going back because they are actually making more money. I think with unemployment, I believe. Making more money with unemployment. And then also like people just realizing that they're extremely stressed. Mm-hmm. Their jobs are just stressing them out, losing their hair, not getting proper sleep, just stressed out. And they're just like, I've had it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And at the end of the day, you're just like, it's not worth it. Mm-hmm. I think you're just like, you know what? Yeah, nah. You can have all that. You can have all that. Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, I know. I was employed at a place, and it was high stress for me, but I think it was because I'm such an overthinker and I really overcomplicate things. True story, I sat and I looked for an hour at an email I had to send. It was like 3 sentences. Like I stared at it and I looked at it and I was just like, should I put a comma here? And I kept undoing and typing for like an hour for 3 sentences. It was, but I think my process, I just have the tendency to overthink, and I have to tell myself, it's just this. Like, it's just this. It's just this. Like, do it. It's just that.
That's crazy that you say that because it's a book called, I think it's called, what is it called? Don't Feed the Monkey Mind.
Oh.
And one of the examples was a guy, he would take forever to make a decision.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
That's exactly how the story was. He would take forever to make a decision because he wanted to make the right decision.
Yeah.
So he was more concerned with the pressures of making the right decision. So it would take him a long time to make a decision.
So that means you have slow bias for action.
Say that again. I can't hear you.
That means you have slow bias for action.
What does that mean? Wait. You said slow bias per action?
For action.
For action. Oh, for F-O-R. Okay.
Bias for action is when you have a choice, you choose action over inaction. So say you're able to quickly make a decision. So that means you have slow bias for action. So if something was to happen, you wouldn't be able to say, okay, instead of doing this, we're going to do this. Because you'll be like, I don't know how this will go. You know what I mean? You'll think about it so long. Versus bias for action, you do something and you'll see the result if it works or it doesn't work, and you're able to change it.
Wow, that tends to lead you to procrastinate.
Basically, they just want you to make a decision, and you'll see, the pros and cons of it. And if it don't work, then you change it up, switch it up.
Wow, that's good, because you just spoke to a lot of areas in my life, like I'm totally indecisive in, like, or that I've I don't want to say lingered too long. Well, but because of me not being able to make a decision quickly, I'm there too long. I'm just like, okay, this, and it's just like a whole bunch of overthinking, and even on the smallest of things, like almond milk, whole milk, 1%, 2%, So I'm learning that about myself more and more. It's like, you know what? I don't think I can make quick decisions like that. I was like, I gotta think. And I was like, I don't think I'm quick on my toes. Like, if we were to play the dozens game, I'd be like, oh man, I go home. Oh, I should have said this. I should have said that. Like, my thought,
That makes sense. Even these companies, I've heard someone say they want us to do all these reports. They want us to do this. Basically, the manager has to do nothing but just kind of look and watch you. And we're doing all the work, and it's not enough money for what they're doing. It may be a different level. Like sometimes jobs have like level 1, level 2, level 3, and it goes up. But being like a level 3 or whatever, you're doing a whole lot of work. And you may be overseeing a few people, but the compensation for it, it's not worth it, because then you're stressing yourself out. You're coming into work early just to get things done, leaving work late just to do all these reports, having to do audits. Some jobs that have to do audits, all of this stuff. Like, it's not worth it. So I can completely understand why people are resigning, especially for your mental health, because if your mind is bogged down,
oh my gosh,
you may be able to work at your job, but how is it when you get home? The capacity that you're even able to work at work.
Yeah, because there are so many things that have to be done, and it's like, and sometimes people in certain positions don't even understand what it's like to actually have to do all these things and do what they're supposed to do with their just regular responsibilities. So it's like, it can kind of like, sometimes with my job, it's a lot of multitasking, and if I'm like giving you my attention and I'm constantly having to break my attention to other things, that's rude to the person that I'm servicing. So, but it has to be done, because people want to come in and they want to be greeted.
Get that hair off her eye. She keeps trying to go for it.
People want to come in and they want to be greeted, but I'm already servicing someone. And when somebody calls, again, answer the phone, and I'm already servicing someone. So they may be sitting there looking at me like, you're really not paying attention to me. And it's like, some people can pick up conversations really well. They cannot be paying attention and they hear what you're saying. But it's like, when I'm diverted, my attention is
just gone.
And then I'm just like, I'm so sorry, and it could be a lot of things going on at one time. Like, the stereo's going and he's talking and the phone is ringing and a person come in and they're standing there looking at you when you're going to service me. But so it can be a lot, so, and then when you have other things on top of that, and then say you're short staffed. So you're working harder because you're short staffed. Then you got all this you got to do. And then you got other responsibilities. And it's just like, ugh.
So is it easier so I guess it is kind of easier to freelance, not have a obligation to a company, but to do it on your own. Even for like maybe I'm trying to think of big jobs that you can
hustle and bustle.
Just go do your work at home, your own company.
I think that the staying home has changed a lot of people too.
It has for sure.
I don't like it though. I don't like it
because some people do really well with it and some don't do really. Like, I've had clients where they've told me I've gained so much weight from being at home because they're like, I'm just eating.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, well, because I'm working, I'm so busy. When I was at home, I was actually able to have a schedule. I could eat at a certain time. I could go do this, that. So it actually helped me.
But I feel like since the pandemic too, that a lot of people don't want to go back into the workplace. They rather stay at home and do their work from home. That I don't like, because I feel like customer service is like, you know, we need you inside the store doing your job.
We
like,
need you. We need you.
Versus having to call in or and having to speak to someone. I don't know. It's just different.
Speaking of that, you are so right, because I sent something in. It took 3 months to get it. Then when it came, it had the incorrect name on it.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, I called, can I come in and see someone? Because I waited 3 months to get it. No, you're going to have to remail it. I'm just like, it's going to be a whole nother 3 months to get it back. So I guess I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah. I think if you're definitely in a position where you have to have customer service, a lot of jobs you don't really, especially if you're like sitting in a call center, you really don't need to get up and serve, you know. But even for me, and like when I was working at home, I feel more comfortable at home because I can sit there and do my work, and I'm in the comfort of my home, and I can get up and walk to my kitchen. I can get up and go step outside. I can go walk and check my mail and come back to my desk and kind of reset and reload. Where you're in an office, you see these people, you're surrounded by their personalities. You're surrounded by people looking at you, waiting, having like time, you know, expectations. Like, what are you doing now? You going to the restroom again? So it's just I like being at home.
That's interesting. Resigning. Resignation.
Resignation.
The thing is, when you do decide to go, work for yourself or whatever it is you want to do, resign, you do still have to have a level of discipline. You still have to have a level of,
Facts.
There's still going to have to be deliverables made, and sometimes you end up working more. And I'm not even gonna say
Just
how
try
many
to
hours of
maintain
sleep
that
I get.
I saw,
yeah.
and you know what? It's crazy that you say that, because I saw a video where a girl was saying, "Really, you're replaceable. Why are you working so hard? You're replaceable."
That's so true. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah.
But
I don't know what you all are going through. If you're thinking about leaving, quitting, starting something new, I'd say weigh all your options. If it's a mental thing, if you feel like, you know what, bump this, it's not worth sitting here, then get your exodus plan and get your exit plan strategy to make your way out, so you can have a little more freedom or a little more sense of stability mentally, if it's messing with you that way. Yeah, you know, even what's her name, Simone Biles, when she decided she wasn't going
to the Olympics.
Yeah, kudos. I mean, that was huge for you to decide, like, no, it's not even about the stage or the platform or who sees me or the award or what I get. It's about all this up here and how I'm going to feel when it's over. And you know, so that's what I say to you. Take a bite out of that.
Take a bite out of crime.